Hey mamas. So today I wanted to take the time to talk to you about pregnancy and my journey into motherhood and what my that experience was like for me. Um, it's obviously been 19 months since I've become a mother, only, but I feel like I have learned so much um, and I know a lot of you mamas, especially first time moms who are pregnant, are going through so much anxiety, excitement, they're scared. Um, I was the same way, and I feel like I have a lot to give back to you mamas, especially because I'm a very reflective person and I try to really connect with myself through every experience that I'm going through. And I would love to share that with you, mamas, especially first time moms, especially pregnant mamas that need some support, some guidance, and just to know a different, another story, So I want to talk to you about kind of like what happened with me when I was pregnant and what I did through my pregnancy and what I thought about that whole journey before birth, right? So, typical mom, well, typical woman, because I wasn't a mom yet, but I found out I was pregnant it wasn't planned. It was by accident that I got pregnant with my partner. Um, I hadn't been feeling myself and it was a while and, my period wasn't really late, but it was late enough that I started to worry. Um, and then, I decided to take a pregnancy test out of nowhere. It was just like, let's just see. And right away, I didn't have to wait 3 minutes, it went positive. And it was really, I was kind of in shock. I wasn't really like excited or terrified. I was just kind of like, what does this mean to me? So I told my partner right away, and I'm like, listen, this is what's happening. I'm pregnant. He's like, are you sure? And then he's like, let's go to the doctor and get the doctor to take your blood test and, your pee test himself and let us know what's going on. And well, we did, and it was positive. And from that moment on, my partner was really supportive and was like, whatever you decide to do, I'll be there with you. And it took me a while. I am pro-choice, and I do believe that the woman has the ultimate right to make the decision because it's such a life-altering decision, and we should be able to make that decision on our own and with the support of others, of course, if we seek it. So I started to talk to my mom. I started to talk to my family, my close friends that I really, really trusted, about what was happening, about how this would change my life, if I was ready for this. I mean, are you ever ready for parenting? I don't think so. There's no right moment, I feel, now. So I really started to do like a list of things that would change for me and a list of things of why I wouldn't want to keep the child. And I realized that they were all really superficial. They weren't really things that really told me this is not right. It was more things like, you won't be able to go out as much and you won't be able to spend money on yourself as much and all these things that are really superficial. And I thought, um, I always wanted to have a family and I'm with this person that I love and I adore, and I'm like, I can't think of a better time. At that point I was 25, um, and I was very like content with the idea of doing it. And I thought, I've had a hard upbringing, so family is very important to me. I felt that it was time that if I wanted a family, I could start it now, and I did. So I want to guide you through the process of what I did. Okay, so I started to look into pregnancy books. I started to take classes as I was closer to my due date. I took CPR. I took breastfeeding classes. I took like how to take care of your baby classes. I took like some prenatal yoga, some birthing classes. And anyway, so it all taught me different things. And a book that really stuck with me, and someone brought it up, was I decided to go with a midwife. I wanted to go with a midwife, and I'll tell you why I made that decision, was because honestly, I wanted to be I started to do my research and I wanted to be a very intimate thing for me. I wanted I'm healthy. I was healthy. I was no reason to not be able to have a normal birth. So I'm like, I'm not a high risk person, so I should be fine going to a midwife, and I did, and I was lovely. I got two amazing women that were my midwives, and a in training midwife. So she was a student at the time. So my team was pretty big. I got three women helping me. They were amazing at what they did. They were very supportive, and I can't say enough about what it feels like when you feel taken care of in a moment of pure anxiety, pure excitement, and just so much unknown, right? So I started to take all these courses. I went to a midwife. I went to all these baby shows. I tried to like really figure out how I was going to bring this baby, and I wanted to do it in a way that was mine. I'm not the type of parent that goes crazy, even not that I even have the budget for that, but I wasn't the type of parent that was going to splurge on all these things and make all these changes in my life because we needed a bigger space, or we needed to have this that the baby needs and that the baby needs. I'm very resourceful, so I decided to be resourceful about the way I went about buying baby stuff. About what I tried to observe, like how everything kind of was happening, and then I chose to take in what I wanted to take in. And I am Colombian. My partner's from Iran, so we are very like we are first. We're immigrants to this country, so my daughter's first generation Canadian. So I have a lot of the culture background that comes with being an immigrant to Canada, and how you parent and how you raise your child. So it was really hard for me to try to find a definition of what this means to me, and how that was gonna you know um, affect my parenting style, my birthing style, all that stuff. I was really considering. So I'm gonna make myself look like a fool, but I ask you to please be nice about this. But I will openly share some of the things and activities that I did while I was pregnant that really helped me, because I read this book called Birthing from Within. I forgot the author at the moment, but I will get back to you on that. And it was such a beautiful book that talks about the woman and her body, and about exercises you can be doing to mentally, emotionally, and physically prepare you for birth, and for motherhood. And in one of the activities, it talked about writing about what it means. What does pregnancy, birth, labor, and becoming a mother mean to you? And I decided to write it, and this was actually written by me when I was pregnant. And I had no clue what that was going to feel like, but I started to the more I started to think about what pregnancy meant to me, what birth meant to me, what labor meant to me, and what motherhood meant to me, I was able to kind of really hone in on who I was going to become and who that was going to be, and at the same time try not to lose who I at my core am, right? So I'm going to open up about some of the things I wrote. And, to me, I said, pregnancy is a process in life that we as women are so lucky to be able to have. It's such a wonderful thing to experience that, a man could never experience. So that was the first thing. I wrote, it feels like a miracle. Not because it's magical, but because it makes you realize how completely whole we are as women, that we can bring life into this world with our bodies. You know, um, we're able to create a living, an environment for them that they start to grow. We are their house. We host them inside of us. Um, I said, pregnancy is the biggest form of sacrifice. You're sacrificing having a piece of your heart come out into this world to no longer be connected to you physically, but yet we will always be connected to it. So what I mean by that was, I was really, during pregnancy, I was so in love with the idea that for this 9 months we were completely attached. We were under one blood supply, let's say. And I felt, wow, that's going to be such a sacrifice to have to let go of that bond, and then realize that they're going to become their own human and their own person. But it's about love and connecting love and connection. And that's what's so important. You need these 9 months of pregnancy not only to create this human being and, nurture it, but to become emotionally, physically, and psychologically ready to be a mom. Imagine if you got pregnant, it was a month. It's crazy, if you just popped out a baby a month, in 1 month. You wouldn't have the the readiness that 9 months gives you in comparison, right? Um, and it gives you time to start to soak in that you are no longer just responsible for yourself, you're responsible for someone else. And you are going to love someone else more than you will love yourself. Um, and that's a hard thing, because it doesn't mean that you always have to choose them over yourself, but in a lot of ways you will, you know? Um, and then I wrote, I don't really know how I feel about labor. I know it's going to be painful, but I also feel like I'll be able to take the pain because I know it's pain with a purpose. It's not like someone cutting off a part of your limb and it's never coming back. It's pain with a purpose. It's pain. It's the greatest kind of pain, I feel, that you get the biggest reward for. Um, and I also believed in that moment that I said, I know millions of women have done this before me, and through that moment, I hope to connect with all these, like the women that have given birth. Mentally, of course, I'm connecting with them, and asking God for strength during that moment. And I really wrote about being able to find a calmness in myself, and I hope that I could find it. I mean, it was very all theoretical for me during this time. Um, and I said, I know this will be one of my most emotional and physically demanding challenges that I will ever face, but I hope this does not stop me from succeeding in making this birth a good experience and an empowering experience. This is my rite of passage from woman to mother, and I have never taken a role more serious than this. The ability to become a mother is one of God's greatest gifts, and I feel lucky because I get to be a mother to a baby created with a person that I love, that and that I love and cherish. Motherhood is sacrifice, love, strength, life, and an empowering bond that will be forever, right? So, like, I'm just sharing this with you, but to me, I really take this role of that I took on very seriously, and if you can tell, back then I never said I wanted a specific type of birth. I wanted a good birth, a good experience. I wanted an empowering experience, and I think that's exactly what I got, you know? So I will definitely tell you my birthing story in another video because I don't want to make this too long. But I just wanted to open up about kind of what I thought birth was to me. And yeah, so there it is. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I also have some other stuff I would love to show you, but I will show you that next time. So thank you so much for looking at this video, mamas. I hope that this helps you out, and please comment below and let me know what your pregnancy experience has been and what you've done to make it a more positive, empowering experience for yourself. We are strong. We are so powerful. And I really believe that. And I want that for all of you. I want all these mamas out here to feel empowered, beautiful, united, strong, fearless in the face of adversity and challenges. So I'm so happy that you guys listened to all this and that you were able to see what I bring and why I wanted to share this with you. So great talking to you, ladies. I hope that we can get some really good conversation out of this. Bye.